Hey, so you'd like to become a professional game developer? Well, I would love to help you in that goal. My name's Matthew Ventures, and I'd like to recommend to you my new book, Get Into Game Dev. So, this is basically a book that is going to be designed to help you if you are, let's say, a student currently studying to try and help you break into the video game industry, or you're somebody who's currently working in the game industry and you want to level up and break into some of those more prestigious, more competitive roles that require a higher engineering caliber. This book is what helped me land internships for premier titles like Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, and my recently released game is called God of War Ragnarok. And also, I'm currently working on a team called id Software, and they're the team that made Doom Eternal. So I've gotten to work on a lot of really great, strong caliber engineering teams. I've also used these skills to ship indie games. So if you're maybe not interested in kind of using these skills to just get a job, you want to just become a better programmer for self-development, let's say, then these are the skills I used to ship my indie game to over 1 million players and create my other game that got an IGN feature. So a lot of these skills are essential whether or not you're using them for the indie sphere or AAA. I think this is going to be a useful guide for you. It is designed for somebody who's at least intermediate level. This is not a guide for people to learn how to make games from scratch, okay? This is not a beginner's guide. This is not Brackeys on YouTube, right? This is somebody who is intermediate and they want to go pro. They want to get, or they're advanced already and they want to go pro and just find ways that they can further improve their skills. A lot of that growth is finding out, what do you not know? And it's just one of the essential things. When you're trying to grow and develop your skills, you kind of need to figure out, what is it that I don't know at any given point in time? And this book is, I think, really good at finding what it is that you need to focus on when it comes to studying to land those dream jobs. Essentially, this book is what I needed to learn in order to get those roles. Originally, I was failing every interview. And what it came down to was I would go home, I'd take the question, and I would research it. I'd figure out what was the correct answer. And then I would add the question and the answer to a study guide. And that study guide grew over time to eventually become the book it is today. I've also helped a lot of students. I taught as an instructor at Stanford University, their Intro to Game Development course. And over the 2 years that I did that, I helped a lot of students break into the industry and land some of their dream roles. And the way that I did it was, again, finding out what are the places where the students are weak and how can we improve that. To speak very candidly to you, there's a little bit of a disease going on. And it's a product of what is essentially great accessibility into the game development space. There are so many tools out there like Unity and the Unreal Engine that have provided developers with a way to make games, but sometimes without doing any programming at all. Sometimes they're just doing scripting, or they're just doing visual scripting for that matter. And the result is there's a lot of candidates who are going into the job market underprepared on some of the fundamental skills when it comes to 3D maths and programming. Of course, there's going to be game jobs that you can get where maybe it is a Unity thing and you only need to know how to script, or maybe it's more of a design-oriented role and you only need to know how to do visual scripting in Unreal Engine, which is called Blueprints. However, that's not what this book is about. This is about helping people who want to become some of the best in the world. And that takes a lot of engineering capability. So that's why we're going to be going to the fundamentals and helping you explore a lot of those areas that you might not traditionally get experience in, but which are going to be critical when you are in that level of development. Let me share my screen briefly, and I will show you some of the example chapters that you can find within the book. Let me pull that up for you. Okay, here we go. All right, cool. So this is basically the homepage. Oh no, this is the homepage of the book. You'll find this linked within the description of this video, or if you're watching this video on the homepage, hey, you've already made it. And within this page, I basically just go over what this book's going to be about, and then you can click through here into all the different chapters. So, for example, some of the topics we're going to cover are vector maths. That's a place where I've noticed a lot of students are weak, and it's a place where we can get a lot of progress in a short amount of time, just with some basic steps and some basic practice questions. That's an important part of this guide. I should mention is that there's going to be a lot of practice questions where you can actually test yourself. It's not just like a textbook where you read it and hopefully the knowledge sticks. You're going to actually be able to test yourself and evaluate whether or not you are taking this information in properly, so you can, reveal the solutions as you go. So this is on vector math. We're talking about dot products, cross products, all the essentials that basically any gameplay engineer should know. We're going to be talking about other fundamentals and just coding in general. So this is stuff like bitwise operators, bitwise operations, things like bit masks, memory, understanding things like the floating point and how that is set up in memory. A lot of that stuff that you will need in order to pass the test at companies like Sony Santa Monica, Epic Games, Naughty Dog. This is about matrices. Obviously, there's so much to talk about with matrices, so this is a pretty lengthy chapter. And a lot of these chapters are available for free. One of the chapters that is available for free that you should definitely check out is the practice test. So please take the practice test before you even consider purchasing, to figure out whether or not these are skills that maybe you already know. Maybe you already know a lot of this stuff, and this could be a good test to judge whether or not this would be a good resource for you. And after you take each one of these questions, there'll be hints, there'll be solutions that you can click to reveal, and basically quiz yourself to see what you need to know. So, as I said, a lot of the chapters are available for free, but you can purchase the full book on the website. It will link you to where you can purchase it. And just like all of the proceeds for this YouTube channel, all proceeds from the book will be going directly to charity. So I'm currently donating to the Against the Malaria Foundation, and that is basically a group that is dedicated, as the name states, to fighting the terrible disease that is malaria. Unfortunately, malaria does kill over 500,000 people every year, which is like twice the population of the entire United States. So it's a pretty serious disease, and I'm very proud to have been a donor for the last few years in the effort to fight malaria. So hopefully you'll join me if you do choose to donate and purchase the book. That is a way to help with that. And if you are a student, then there is going to be a pretty hefty student discount as well, so that you can grab that to make the price hopefully a little bit more accessible to you. So that's the book. I hope it provides you as much help as it provided me. And I would like to end this by saying I'm committed to continuing to improve the book. So as I think of more topics, and now that I'm an interviewer, I've seen a lot of candidates now applying at my current role, and I've been able to kind of suss out, oh shit, this is a place where a lot of people could use a resource. I'll be able to continue adding to it and creating more lessons that I think people could benefit from. So please do check it out. Let me know what you think, and I'm looking forward to hear from you and how it could be improved for the future.